everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamika. This is Library of Tomes, where I talk to you about all the bookish things going on in my life. Hi, welcome back. Hope you're doing great. Today I wanted to do a different video, which if you didn't know and you've not been watching my wrap-ups, I have been reading a lot more manga recently. I've recently gotten back into reading manga. I did read a little bit of manga in probably like high school and some of college, and then I read a couple volumes at the end of college, and I just kind of tapered back off with reading it. And I honestly stopped reading it because it was really expensive for me to be reading. It was kind of an expensive hobby, and I wasn't aware of all of the different resources where I could get manga for free or really cheap. So I've actually started reading manga again, and I want to thank Shay first of all, because without Shay from Shay Geeks Out, I would not be reading manga again. So Shay helped me kind of figure out some ways for me to read it for pretty cheap, which is through the Viz Media app and the Shonen Jump app. She kind of like pointed me in that direction. And then also I've been looking through the library and borrowing manga from my sister. With that being said, I want to talk about some of the different series that I want to be reading in 2021, as well as just an author that I kind of want to go through all of their backlist. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump on into it, and I will be going over the manga that I want to be reading in 2021. Okay, so the first series is not going to be any surprise, and that is Tokyo Ghoul Re. So this is the sequel or part 2 to the original Tokyo Ghoul, which if you didn't know, I am obsessed with Tokyo Ghoul. I actually just finished the series, and you all will be actually seeing a full review of that. So yeah, I want to jump into Tokyo Ghoul Re. I don't really know who this follows. I know it's a character from within Tokyo Ghoul that we meet him, but I don't remember specifically who it is, and I've not really looked into it, but it is continuing on with the world of Tokyo Ghoul, which if you don't know what Tokyo Ghoul is, the original series is following Ken Kaneki, who is a college student who ends up having a situation happen to him where a ghoul's organs are transported into his body, so he becomes a half ghoul, and it's his story from there of living in basically a double life where he is not only a human but he's also a ghoul. So in this world, ghouls are basically illegal. They kill humans, and there are people who are trying to take out the ghouls. I definitely want to be continuing this series. I really enjoyed the first one, so I'm excited to keep going with it. This is available on the Viz Media app, which, as I've talked about 20 times, I'm obsessed with. So yeah, I can't wait to start this one on the app. So the next thing I want to talk about is Spell of Desire. So I don't know a ton about this one other than it being a romance type series, and it also being, I think, witchy. I think that it is more of a paranormal witchy kind of story, but I don't know. This is only 5 volumes and I think it's complete. So I am excited to jump into it. It is a shorter series, and I do own the first volume of this already, so I'm excited about it. Then I also have another series that I want to check out, and if you didn't know, my hair is inspired by this series because one of my favorite characters is in the series. That is Death Note. This is volume 1, obviously. I do own several of these, and these are the black editions of Death Note. I plan on reading this through, again, the Viz app, but I also have 4 of the 6 volumes, which these are the omnibuses. So this is volume 1 and 2. So there are 2 volumes in each of these bind-ups. I love Light Yagami, and I love Misa Amane, and I love Elle, and I love all the characters in the series. I have watched the anime. It is one of my favorite animes. One of the only animes I've watched, actually. And I love this story. I love Death Note, and I cannot wait to read this. So Death Note, if you didn't know, follows a Light Yagami, who is a normal high school student who is like very smart. He's an honors student. He has a god complex. So he happens to come across the Death Note, which is a note, it's a notebook. So if you open it and like write someone's name in it, there are like different stipulations, but as long as you're looking at as long as you're thinking of the person's face when you're writing their name, and in the Death Note, they'll die. And there are different things that can happen within the Death Note. So like if you have to, you can specify how the person can die, when they'll die, etc. And it is basically Light Yagami trying to make a new world and get rid of criminals. I adore him. He has a god complex, 120%. I love him and I can't wait to read this one. This is definitely on my list to read this year and I am very excited about it. If you didn't know, I adore Light Yagami. I adore him so much and I want to see if I like the manga as much as I do the anime. So next up is The Promised Neverland, and this series is just recently completed, I think. I think there's about 18 volumes in this series, and I'm pretty sure this is like a psychological thriller type of series. I know it follows kids, and I know that it is a type of like thriller story. I don't know anything else. And I was specifically told not to know anything else going into this. This is also available on the Viz app, which is where I'm going to be reading it from. So yeah, I'm very excited to read it. I am very hopeful that I'll like it. My sister really wants me to read this, and Izzy also told me that she thinks that I might like it. So I'm definitely gonna check both of them out. I'm gonna check it out because of both of them. I'm very excited to get to this one. Next up, I want to talk about Cutie and the Beast. This is a age gap romance manga series. There are only 2 volumes out right now, but there are, I think the third, I don't think we have a date for the third one, but there is going to be a third one. I know Izzy and Shay both really love this series and it's supposed to be super cute. I don't know anything else other than I think he might be like a wrestler type of guy, and I think she's pretty young, so I think she might be in high school, which I worry about, but Izzy said that it's really cute, so I'm hoping for the best. I don't really know the different types of demographics for sure yet, but this one might be no, it says teen on the back, so I think this is a shoujo, but I don't think this is very explicit, but it's supposed to be super cute. So next up we have A Haru Ride. I don't know anything about this manga other than Izzy recommended it to me and she thinks that I would really like it. I think this is a romancy type manga, so we'll see how I like it and if I enjoy it or not. But yeah, it is also on my list. So next up is Blue Flag. This is a shonen manga, I'm pretty sure, and this one is following a group of high school students and their relationships, and it's kind of about figuring out your sexuality and figuring out your like who you are in like high school, and this is supposed to be super cute and fun. Shay and Izzy both recommended this to me. They both think that I would like it, so I'm definitely going to check it out. It sounds super cute and interesting and I definitely want to give it a shot. This is available through the Brooklyn Library, I think, so I think that's where I'm going to be reading it from. So then I also want to be checking out Junji Ito's backlist. So I don't know if you know this or not, but I love Junji Ito. I have read 2 different titles from him already and I would like to be continuing reading his work. This is Shiver. I haven't read this one yet, but I want to. I have read Uzumaki and Gyo, and I would like to actually reread those. So I think I'm going to be working through his backlist this year. I think I could probably finish his backlist, but I'm not gonna put that pressure to finish it this year just because I know that his books are pretty pricey and I'm trying to collect them all. So as I get them, I'm gonna try to be reading them, but they are so good. I love Junji Ito, so I definitely want to be working through his list as well as some other of these manga. So he is definitely a priority as I get them, and I would also like to review them as I read them. So if you want to see reviews of the Junji Ito, because he does write horror manga, which is one of my favorite types of manga, then let me know if you want to see those. I love Junji Ito and I want to definitely be reading from him this year. He is a precious being. He is one of the best. So next up, I also want to read Judge. This is I think a 6-volume long series. This is a horror manga series as well. I read Doubt by the same mangaka and I want to be checking this one out too. I don't know a ton about this one other than this follows, I think 12 different people who get taken captive, and every, I think 12 hours, they have to make a decision on who is going to die. By the end of it, there's only going to be 4 people left. So I really want to check this one out. I'll probably get the first 3 volumes of this manga. I really do have high hopes for it. I'm hoping for good things with this one and I'm excited to check it out. I'm hoping to get to it probably earlier in the year, in the first half of it, essentially. So yeah, I'm very excited to check that one out too. Okay, and then the last one that I want to check out actually was recommended to me as well from Izzy from Happy For Now. It's Food Wars. I don't know a ton about this one. I know it's like a cooking type show, I think. So it's a manga about like cooking, and there are some adult content in it. So yeah, I don't know anything else about it and I'm excited to check it out. I saw it at the bookstore when I went the other day and it was, the art was pretty cool in it. So I'm excited to check it out and see what I think about it. And plus Izzy said I would probably like it, so I'm excited to try it. Okay, so those are all of the mangas that I would like to get to in 2021. These are the series or some of the authors that I am looking forward to, that I think I will enjoy, that I predict will be in my wrap up for 2021. What manga are you wanting to read? Are you new to manga? Have you read manga before? I know that I normally talk about books on this channel. However, I wanted to talk about some of my manga that I want to read because I love manga and I just want to talk about it a little bit more. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what ones that sound interesting to you. If you want to check any of them out, I will link them in the description, and I will include all my other socials. So if you want to be my friend on any other platform, you can. So I'll chat with you all in my next video. Bye everyone.